Hey guys, for July, the high pull dip deadlift, we're going to do a band high pull. And what we're looking at here is just to get a nice turnout at the bottom, so the chest is nice and open as you come up. Getting those elbows up high, shrugging up, and getting a nice stretch here. Head's nice and tall, spine's tall, breathing in, breathing out. If you find it too hard even with this band, the red band's the kind of lighter one, you could even go with that warm-up band and just double it over to make it a bit stronger. If this is too light for the lower reps, just work your way up the bands. Again, with that pull, just really make sure that you're getting that full range though. So if you're using a really heavy band, you might get a lot of load at the bottom, but you can't really get that full range. So you're really trying to get that nice full range of motion high pull. Then for the dip, going into a turnout. I like to set them up, for people when they're starting out, where you can get a turnout when you're on your tippy toes, so you can really feel that high position, like that, and just assist enough, touch the bicep down to the ring, turn out. Obviously you can make that harder by coming up, lifting the feet off, lowering down, doing that eccentric version. You can use the bands, set them up a bit higher. I like to set them up in the bands where you can touch the ground every time, just so that way you get rid of the shakes until that's stable. And then obviously you can go to your full body weight versions once that's clean. Remember, for the muscle up, you really want to get strong in the bottom of that dip, so that way you get that transfer of that strength over into that deep position when you're transitioning from the pull up to the dip. For the deadlift, just going for a sumo style deadlift. So just got that nice wide stance driving through. You can use a heavier band on that, pulling it from the center, stepping on it, wrapping it around the feet. Up to you how you want to do it to get a bit more load. If you do have weights, obviously, use them, keep it simple. So here I'll just grab both, pulling through. So getting that nice stretch there, and hold it a bit tighter, and pull. Hinging the hip. Obviously if you make it more of a bend like that, keep your hips higher, you get a bit more of a stretch through the hamstring. You can, if you feel a bit vulnerable with it, make it a bit more of a sumo squat style, picking it up from the ground. Mixture of both is good, but it just depends on the squat day, how you feel. And then if your spine feels just more stable, doing more of an upright stance to start with, then you want to differentiate, so you really get that nice hip hinge. I like to do a lot of my deadlifts like just lock knees as well, just in the hip, to get that hamstring strength and flexibility, to have that crossover into the kind of gymnastic strength stuff, so that way all of that gets a lot easier and you find that you've got more range of motion all the time. So getting 30 seconds on the pull, 30 seconds on the push and on the legs, then a 30-second rest, and then always use those first sets to warm yourself up, really feel the movement, and then go harder on those other ones on the third and fourth. 4 rounds, 8 minutes, easy.